Hi, I'm Roxy from the Morton Public Library, and I just wanted to show you a few things to do to either prolong the life of your books when you get them in and processing, and then also some of the things that at least we have figured out are not really worth the mending. So one of the things is dust jackets, and you can look at a video that's on here about how to put a dust jacket on, but dust jackets do prolong the life of a book. Another one is contact paper or some version thereof over it, and then putting it over the side so that these edges will stay nice longer. And while we're at it, another thing you can see we did it here is one of the ways that we try to prolong a book is by putting a piece of tape when we process so that this has a little more stability. And then one of the things that we do too is just try to gently open some of the pages on a newer book, just so that they maybe won't, when they first get opened and somebody just really pushes it open, it won't break. So those are some of the things that you can do with new books. And then what not to repair. This is my favorite part. Books bound by spirals. Once they break, they pretty much are gone. And so in this case, I would just discard it unless you really want to cut them all out, put holes in them or something. But overall, these kind of books really are not good in a library. These that have this, I don't even know what this is called, but this book should never really be a library book. You can see what it looks like. It is just one big mess because it's got when it's sitting there, it's pulling on the spine and it just absolutely fell apart. I took this one for an example and noticed that we had ordered another one to replace it, which obviously no one asked me. Another one is just old stained books. It's just not worth replacing them once they start to get really stained and edges, and especially if you have more than one copy. Paperbacks that have multiple loose pages, because this would take a lot of time to go page by page by page, and in the meantime you'll find more pages when you glue it and open it again, and it's just not worth the effort to try to get those done. The other one is this one. This is one of my least favorite things. These are these big coffee table books. You can repair these forever, and it's just too much weight on a spine. It is not meant really to be this big of a book on a spine and get used a lot. So those we've pretty much gotten rid of. Board books that have separated the glue won't really work. You would have to try to tape it, and of course board books have a short lifespan anyway because they have a pretty rough life. They are well loved. And then the one, I'll call them one and dones. So this is Lacey Peterson or O.J. Simpson, and so at the time they were all hot books. Everyone wrote one, and then 5 years later no one really cares, and so if that book would come in and would be damaged, we would tend to just discard it. And I don't have any examples because our director is very careful about getting rid of old books that don't circulate. So I don't have any examples of some of those one and dones. We've already gotten rid of them. Prolific writers that just write a bunch that are not in series, and there's just a bunch of these. When their books break, it's just not worth repairing. For one thing, you might be getting some of their books, different books in book sale or donations, and if you wanted to add one of those, it would be more worth it than trying to repair books of very prolific writers who seem to write a lot. These pop-up books, once they get going, they are really hard to repair when something is ripped on them. And so we tend, well, actually that one, yes, it's completely gone and there's not much you can do about that. Some other examples would be older medical books, computer books that have long ago changed so much, even old college admission books and tax books about how to do your taxes for 2016. None of those are really worth repairing. They're not worth your time. All right, thanks.